What up, fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. As you guys may have known, if you guys were tuned in to Phone Call Friday, we got some crazy breaking news, and that is a blockbuster deal late September between the Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the New York Knicks that involved Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle. And it is a crazy trade. I'll tell you, we did not expect this trade to be this crazy at this period in time to happen right before training camp and preseason even started. So we are starting to get some trade details here as we continue the show. I will give you guys more and more details, but for now, the full trade is, and I have it right here. It is Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks for Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and a first-round pick that's going over to the Timberwolves. Now, this is going to have a lot of implications both in the Western Conference and in the Eastern Conference. And I want to know what you guys think. Who do you guys think won this trade? Does this actually elevate the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference and puts them a top 2 seed in the East? And how much will it elevate the Timberwolves? I think this is a win-win. I don't think anybody lost in this trade, to be honest. Again, to me, Karl Towns was very, how can I say this, underwhelming in the postseason for me. And I said it, man. If I was the Timberwolves, I'd look to trade Karl Anthony Towns right now. Sure enough, they did that. But the Knicks also win because the Knicks, they acquire something that, the Knicks acquire something they haven't had since Kristaps Porzingis, which is a floor spacing big man who can defend from time to time, can definitely rebound and put up big numbers and help with everything. And they acquire, most importantly, another star to go with Jalen Brunson. So they have that, man. And I think both of these teams have won this trade. Most impressively for me, the Timberwolves, they can now pay Naz Reid because according to multiple reports, the Timberwolves made this move with Karl Anthony Towns because he was due $220 million over the next 4 years, more than what they could afford. They offloaded Cat's contract to go all in on Naz Reid, who, by the way, I like even better because he actually plays defense and he plays his heart out. And he's very young. What is he, 24? While they also acquired Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo in the process, plus a first-round pick. I think this is a win-win trade for both sides. It's hard for me to really tell who's going to have the edge here. But, man, I'm just excited. Basketball is underway, man. I'm going to read you guys' comments, and I'm going to open up the phone lines. It is Phone Call Friday. Danny, thanks so much for the cash app, my brother. I appreciate that. My boy said, I'm still in shock. We are all in shock, man. This is, the Knicks. I'm telling you, Leon Rose, from the moment he took on the Knicks, has been nothing but special. Everything he's done for the New York Knicks has been special. He literally turned the Knicks from a team that wasn't even on the map to completely putting them over the top to the point where they actually have a roster that can contend for not just the Eastern Conference, but for an NBA title. And it's not just Karl Towns, but it's more so the fit, because I'm not the biggest Karl Towns fan. But it's the fit. The fit is wonderful. Jalen Brunson is a phenomenal point guard to put in a pick and roll situation with somebody with Cat, who can pick and pop, pick and roll, who can cut off of backdoor screens, all kinds of actions going towards and away from the basket. And it's also going to open up the floor for slashers. And Jalen Brunson loves to slash, by the way. And so does all the new acquisitions. OG Anunoby, guys like that. The floor is just going to be so open. And on top of that, you still have a big man. You still have I think they can run a dual big man lineup when Mitchell Robinson gets back and healthy. Thanks so much, Jose, for the super chat. He says Stephen A. is all excited now, as he should be, because the New York Knicks haven't really been able to make splashes like these in a very, very long time. Also, us in the Western Conference, I know my boy KJ was upset, but let's be real. This actually could be a blessing, because who knows if the Knicks are going to gel. I'm sorry, the Timberwolves are going to gel year one. They have multiple pieces to incorporate, from Julius Randle to Dante DiVincenzo. Now, I do think they get better depth-wise. I do think that roster and that team right there is going to be very intriguing and very interesting to watch. But how effective will it be? That's the true question. Let's see. I'll take a couple questions, comments, concerns. Thanks for super chat, guys. Appreciate that. You said Bridges and OG clamping everything. And Karl Towns can be a weak side defender. Can you imagine Mitchell Robinson comes back? Like, this would be my starting lineup if I was the Knicks. But they're probably going to bring Mitchell Robinson off the bench as an anchor type big and keep the floor spaced out and open. So this is what I believe is going to happen, okay? So you got Jalen Brunson at the point guard. You probably got Mikal Bridges at the 2 guard. You probably got OG Anunoby at the 3. I would put Karl Anthony Towns at the 4 and Mitchell Robinson at the 5 if you want to go bully ball. That's a scary defensive two-way lineup, right? Now, if you want to go small ball, you can go, Jalen Brunson 1. You can go Josh Hart 2. You can go Mikal Bridges 3, OG Anunoby 4, and you can go Karl Anthony Towns 5. Now, that's another scary lineup. They have a lot of different things to play with. A lot. My guy, Unknown Alien, says, bro, Dante and Ant with Randall and Gobert. Yes, the West is scary. It is. If they gel right away, if Randall buys into whatever role they give him and he learns to pass more than, because he likes to go a lot of ISO, but he's not going to get the same shots in Minnesota that he was getting with New York, where he could space the floor and do all this and all that. Ant is the man there, and they definitely got to fall in line. But I think him and Rudy Gobert could definitely coexist. I would bring Randall off the bench as a designated 6-man, the same way we brought Lamar Odom in the Phil Jackson years. That's just me, though. Like I said, downgrade for the Wolves, upgrade for the Knicks. You think so? You really think the Knicks won the trade by that much? They did give up a first-round pick as well. Let's not forget that. Why didn't the Lakers trade for Candy? All is well. Thank you for asking. First of all, we didn't have the assets that they wanted. We do have 2 first-round picks. We did have a couple of pieces, but they gave up Julius Randle, who's been an all-star, right? They gave up Dante DiVincenzo, who's trending in that direction, and they gave up a first-round pick. So that was pretty much a high price to pay for Karl Anthony Towns, to be honest with you. It's a very high price, and you better hope for the Knicks' sake that it works out. Because if it does, man, crazy, right? He said Randle has more heart than Cat. I do agree with that. Randle is a dog, man, and I think he fits in with whatever culture the Minnesota Timberwolves are trying to build. I do believe that. Not only is Randle a dog, but he fits the culture that Minnesota's building, which is hard-nosed, grinded down, tough team. And they got Mike Conley, who's also a dog. You got, obviously, Ant, who's a dog. Rudy Gobert, well, I'm still iffy about him. I'm still looking to deal him if I'm Minnesota, but there's not going to be too many suitors with that contract and how one-dimensional he is, if we're honest. But then again, he is the defensive player of the year, reigning, right? So, I mean, there's just so many different components and parts moving there. All right, let's go ahead and open up the phone lines again, guys. Whoever wants to come up, we're going to do one at a time because if not, we're talking over each other and stuff. So let me go ahead and share the screen here. Give me 1 second. My bad. It is Phone Call Friday, so I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions. Friday is your day to sound off on this trade. How excited, how frustrated are you the fact that the Lakers didn't make the trade? It's tell all to Dan time, baby. Mamba. Oh, appreciate you. By the way, Mamba. So this is how we're doing it this year, right? So I did some pretty badass voiceovers, my voice. And whenever I get a $10 super chat or more, you guys are going to get it. So first one of the year, here goes.
You don't know the power of the super chat. Grateful the Empire is to your contributions. Together we shall crush the rebel scum once and for all. Thank you.
Hopefully you guys like those because any 10 or more super chat is going to trigger a brand new voice animation by yours truly, man. Mamba says Brunson, Hart, Mikal, OG, Towns. Glad for the Knicks. They will be fun to watch, but also making a little hope for Rob. Either way, he said, if our season is a flop, Rob can't make it till the end of the season. Man, I tell you what, bro. I'm going to tell you what. If the season is a flop, then I think he'll make it till the end of the season, but he won't make it past this season at all. I think, personally, I think this trade was good for both parties involved. It definitely was. I think they both win, but in different timelines. For example, for the Knicks, I think this was a more upfront trade, which benefits them now, while for the Timberwolves, it's going to make them more deadly in the long run, in my opinion. But yeah, hey, thank you so much, man, for triggering the first super chat voiceover. I got plenty of them. So when you guys do drop those super chats, I find ways to reward you guys. I see you guys like them already. Ooh, man, I'm excited to show off the rest. Thank you, Tex. I appreciate you, man. Hey, I'm a voice actor. People don't know it. Your boy's a voice actor. But yeah, man, honestly, I think this trade benefits both of them. Katrina says, shock, Dan. Wish we could make a splash trade. Good for Minnesota and for the Knicks. I agree, Katrina. I am in shock as well. We usually don't get these type of blockbuster trades late September. You know, we usually do not do those. So that's crazy, man. The fact that it even happened, Katrina, that is nuts. And thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. my guy Keith says this is yet another glaring example of the Lakers front office thinking about making moves while other teams are actually making moves. This will pass the time for a new front office. See, that's just the thing, Keith. That's just the thing. We can't panic because other teams make moves. I honestly believe Leon Rose has done a tremendous job of establishing himself as the top GM, as one of the top GMs in this league. And not only that, man, but what he's done with the Knicks is second to none. Already, for me, based on what he did this summer and what he's done early, before the season even starts, Executive of the Year award. He's running away with it. He ran away with it last season. He's running away with it again. Leon Rose is the real deal. And my good friend Lou from New York, he told me when they acquired him, man, he's about to change his team around. And I believed him. And I knew Leon Rose was the real deal. So credit to him. Yes, it definitely puts pressure on all the other GMs, especially if you're in the Eastern Conference, though. In the West, honestly, we never had what it took to get somebody like Karl Towns, unless you're willing to give overpay, which would have been something like Austin Reeves, Rui, both of the first-round picks, Dalton Connect, and something else like D'Lo. If you're willing to give up all of that for Cat, then maybe, right? It might have been all the second-round picks. They might have drained us, man. The Laker tax is real. But I think for them, it was a fair trade both ways. They only gave up one first-round pick, which sounds about right for Karl Towns. Now, obviously, the Knicks get the better player, but to me, the Timberwolves get the better depth and the better fits there. All right, I'm going to bring in my first caller first. I want to say thanks, Jonathan. He said, Math, don't add, more to come. LA needs Robinson. Mitchell Robinson would be a nice get. The only problem with Mitchell, Jonathan, is that he's always hurt, man. He's always hurt. So, that is definitely an issue for me with Mitchell Robinson. But, if you guys remember draft night, I really wanted Mitchell. I thought he would be better. We ended up getting, who did we get? I think we got Mo Wagner in that draft. I think we got Mo Wagner for sure. All right, let's bring in my first caller of this trade, and that is my good friend Darius Ford. What's up, Darius?
Hi, Dan.
Talk to me, fam. How are we feeling?
Dude.
Who won the trade? Who won the trade, bro?
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves? Why is that? Because of the depth? Because they got more depth?
Yes.
Okay, Darius.
And here's the thing. You had DiVincenzo, who I said is gonna be he's gonna be pretty good. And plus you also add Randall, who can be a six man. And then you give Nas Reed the elevation he needs.
Definitely. Let me tell you, it's definitely intriguing. My biggest concern for Minnesota is they got all these working pieces. How are they going to fit them in? And who's going to take a backseat? Somebody's going to have to get less minutes, obviously. They literally, we read it out right now. They literally have a 10-man rotation out there, man. And it's insane to see. But they still have to incorporate it, right? They still have to. Is Randall starting? Is he coming off the bench? Is Nas Reed starting? Is he coming off the bench? Who's going to be the odd man out, in your opinion?
Now, I'd rather have Nas in the starting five.
Over Julius?
Yes.
Now, see, the problem there is that now Julius might have an issue with that. He is an all-star player, right? So I'm very intrigued. Again, this is a good trade for both if we're talking on paper, but let's see how it really plays out, on the court. That's what I want to see, man. But for now, man, what a Friday, right? Darius, we kicking off the weekend with a mega trade. Darius, I appreciate the call, my brother. Thank you, man. My guy Darius, man. Let's bring him our next caller, my guy Jalen. KJ, what's up, bro? Welcome back, man.
Yeah, see, I told you, Laker Darius agree with me. I said Minnesota.
Well, I think it's early to tell who won the trade. For me, it's very even. I mean, yeah, Minnesota got the more depth, but if we're talking about the fit for New York, they got that floor spacer. They have been missing since they traded away Porzingis. They get obviously the one who puts up bigger numbers in the regular season. Postseason, I will say Cat is a little shaky, but regular season, he's going to put up big numbers. He's going to help the usage rate of other players going down. So it's a coin flip for me right now, but I do like the trade for both sides. There is trades that actually work well for both parties, and the chat also agrees with that, bro. Talk to me, KJ. I always said Darius.
Yeah, but I called my cousin He said he think I think the Knicks won the trade.
Well, 9 times out of 10, the player, or should I say, the team that trades for the biggest star in the trade wins the trade.
Yeah, because he said I consider Randall a ball stopper. He said to me, Randall just a ball. I said, yeah, you consider him that. I said the way the NBA's played today, you consider him a ball stopper. He likes to post up and face up. I said that's why you consider him a ball stopper. I'm like, but I said I think Minnesota has the overall team.
Yeah.
I said Knicks just got the starting five.
Yeah.
Starting five ain't gonna win you the game.
I do believe, however, yeah, you're right about that. They definitely, the Timberwolves, they've been had depth even before this trade, right? So they were already better off. But yeah, Carl Towns is going to fit in like a glove, I think, with the Knicks.
Yeah.
That pick and roll with Jalen Brunson and Anthony Towns and then you got the wing shooters in the corners. I think it's going to be God given. It's going to be a godsend. My only question now is, will Tom Thibodeau, based on them not having all the depth,
Yeah.
Will Thibs have to make another trade for some depth, or is he going to run some of these starters into the ground? Because look, Jalen Brunson.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, right? So, man, so all right. So you got the Timberwolves. I'm gonna say it's a coin flip, and we'll go with that, man.
I just say because if you take Minnesota and put them in the East, we gonna be saying Minnesota got the betterment of the trade.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they in the West. They have more competition to deal with. New York doesn't have that much competition to deal with besides Milwaukee, Philly, Boston. Miami is over with for them. Indiana, they still too way behind the ears. So
yeah, that's true. It's gonna get interesting, that's for sure, KJ. Hey man, appreciate you for tapping in, my brother.
Yeah, go get some more people on here.
All right, my bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right, talk to y'all later.
All right, late. My guy KJ. So we're split. The chat is split. Some of us, I see some comments saying Cat is not a dog, and so obviously they saying the Knicks lost the trade, and some people saying obviously they got the best player in the trade. Let's bring in my next guest, man. My guy Just B. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on with your fam? How you doing?
Man, excited for the season, bro. I can't be more excited. My second favorite team just made a splash.
Oh man, I think they might be my second favorite as well.
Bro, you think they got enough firepower to take out the Celtics in the East?
They're deep as hell. When you look at their roster, bro, like everything that they got like two like crazy wing defenders over there with Anunoby and Bridges being over there.
Yeah.
You got Brunson manning the point guard position. He's setting everybody up and doing his thing. Art's coming in, so he's gonna do his thing as well.
Yeah,
man. I like that pickup for sure with them getting Cat.
Man, my God, can you believe what the Knicks have become, bro? I almost can't believe it. Like it's kind of like I'm not like a diehard Knicks fan. I'm only a casual from the side, but that is my second favorite team. And I'll tell you, man, I've never seen them this competitive in my lifetime. Like my other favorite Knicks team was the one when they had Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson, Stephon Marbury. Like they were really fun to watch. This is gonna be the funnest Knicks team I've ever seen in my life, bro. And they actually got a chance to compete. My only surprise is that they included Dante DiVincenzo in the package, and that dude went off for the Knicks. That's my only thing. The Timberwolves as well, man. They got a dog in the backcourt, another one in DiVincenzo. They already got Conley. They already got Ant. I feel like they needed some more scoring power. They got it. Also, Julius, how you think Julius fits with the T-Wolves, dog?
I think he'll fit them, especially when they're in in that run and gun, because he'll be able to handle the ball as well and kind of like set up some plays, kind of like in the Draymond Green type of role, where he's just, getting the rebound and then just pushing the pace, basically running down the floor, setting up the man for the ball. So I think he'll definitely thrive in that. I think the biggest winner as far as player in this whole trade, to me, probably be Nas Reed, because Cat leaves, and now that creates a space for him to basically do his thing. We know what it was. We see him in the playoffs or whatever. Every time the Cat would be out and Reed would be in, he would thrive. He was holding that team down. So
yeah, no, for sure, man. I you know what? I think we're underestimating the factor that Julius Randle will be in this deal, man, because for sure they're definitely getting a dog, man. Up now, apparently, there's going to be a third team in the trade now. So we got a new development. Charlotte is going to be the third team in the blockbuster Knicks Wolves trade, and
Okay.
they're going to be sending over some money and stuff. Nothing major, but we already got the bulk of the trade, so we won't bring that back up, man. Does this trade impact in any way, shape, or form how you feel about the Lakers season?
Nah, I don't think it impacts us. I think it for Minnesota because they're still in the West and they're part of this trade. I think I think it's a lateral move. I don't think it makes them that much better, even with Randall coming.
Yeah.
So they don't really improve that much. I'm not really afraid of that as far as it affecting the Lakers per se.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. It's gonna be intriguing, bro. It really didn't affect my mood in any way, shape, or form as a Laker fan, but I am excited for the NBA because, man, when was the last time we got a blockbuster trade like this right before trade?
Right.
You remember that?
Man, it's been a minute, man. They done messed things up in this league, man. It ain't been fun no more the last few years, bro. Like
Absolutely.
I appreciate like dude, it used to be fun when you wake up and see trades, regardless if it's your team or another team, bro. Like that shit used to be exciting.
You gotta love the NBA, man. Definitely gonna be talking about this on NBA Weekly on Monday. Thank you so much for the call, brother. I appreciate you, man, and I look forward to it.
Anytime, man. I love, bro. You take care.
All right, brother. Have a good one. All right, we're gonna take some more calls in a minute. Let me just read a couple of comments here. Really quick, want to say thanks for the super chat, Jose. He said Cat is too soft for Thibs. That's why Barrett won. So yeah, here's the thing, right? So I don't think that's a problem because the way the Knicks play is completely different. They're not playing a physical style. They're pushing the pace. I mean, they are a physical team. Don't get me wrong, but they're not like what Thibs was trying to create with the Timberwolves, which was a slow it down, grinded out offense. The Knicks actually going to push the pace. I think that's going to work to Carl Town's favor in somewhat. Appreciate you, Max. Thank you, man. Shout out to you, bro. And let's see. Jose, he said, detail of saludos from work, St. Bernardine Medical Center Hospital in San Bernardino. Hey, man, thank you so much, brother. I think my brother was just there. I think that's the hospital he was in. I forgot the name of it, but it was in San Bernardino, man. So shout out to you guys, man, for always doing the Lord's work and taking care of everybody there in the hospital, man. Much love to y'all. And shout out to everybody, man, who has joined the membership plan. Shout out to KD. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, guys, this is a very exciting time for the NBA. I don't think it takes anything away from the Lakers. The pressure is on Rob Pelinka, though, because anytime you got two megastars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you really didn't make any moves in the offseason, then you see Eastern Conference teams and a Western Conference foe go ahead and do this, man, like, you know, you got to see LeBron James' eyebrows start to raise a little bit. You got to. All right, let's bring in my next caller, man, my guy T Low. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, Dan? How are you, bro?
Good, man. Excited for the NBA season. How you feel?
We good. I'm here with my homie A1A right now. We were just like, damn, that trade, holy moly, bro. But no, man, I just want to get some things off real quick. So just two things. Health. I mean, we know Randall, obviously one of our former Lakers, amazing, but can he stay healthy? If he does, I think Minnesota does have a shot, competing probably for a championship. Not gonna beat the Lakers though, because we bleed purple and gold.
Yeah.
But I think if I had to choose who won the trade, man, I think the Knicks won. I mean, versatile on defense, offense, you name it. But it's gonna be hard. That spacing with Randall and Trash Gobert, I don't think it's gonna work,
Well, that's the beautiful thing. I think with this trade, right, that you have Randall now, you can always go small ball if you're the Timberwolves, right? You can put Nas Reed at 5, you can put Randall at the 4. You're gonna have two bruising, rebounding bigs there. So for me, the odd man out should actually be Rudy Gobert, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I don't think there's a lot of trade interest in him, even though he's getting these fake Defensive Player of the Year awards. But let's be honest, we all know AD is the real one. But
100%.
But the Knicks, man, what can I say, bro? They got probably one of the biggest pieces in Mikal Bridges in the offseason. Now they add Karl Towns to the great season Jalen Brunson had. He did break his hand at the end of the playoffs, but he should recover. It's not like a major injury or anything crazy like that. But what seed do you think the Knicks will be in next season?
I really, really think Knicks could be a top 3 seed. I mean, I was talking with my homie right now. If the Knicks were fully healthy, they would have definitely, I'm keeping it a buck, beat Boston and probably ended up winning the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I agree with that take right there. I said it last season, man. If they would have been healthy, they also had Bogey Bogdanovich, who they no longer had, but he was a good fit for them right there as well. And it's insane kind of how things played out, but it all worked out because now they are definitely a contender, man. Now back to the Lakers. I want to ask you a Laker question. How
Bet
confident are you in this Laker roster as we are constructed right now?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Rob. I'm just gonna say I think Rob can be a dumbass sometimes, but I like the part where he kept our continuity together. Look, I mean, sure we should have done it back in 2021, not disassembled that bubble team. But look, if we're fully healthy, I think we can compete. We got wings. We need a good point guard. My homie wants to add some stuff, but
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, bro. So why do you think the Lakers didn't make any moves to help AD and LeBron to make a run for a championship?
Well, according to Rob Palenka, they're just waiting. They're waiting for the right deal to come along. But from what we can see, deals are happening left and right, and I think Rob Palenka, the real reason I feel like Rob didn't do anything, and based off of what he said in the press conference, is I think he's scared because to make a mistake like he did with the Russell Westbrook trade. Because he said that he knows that teams that GMs have made mistakes. I think he was talking about himself in the past. So he said, we're just waiting for the right trade to come along, and we're definitely willing to execute and trade both of the first round picks if that right trade does come along. So the problem is, it's like when you get in a car accident, right? Now all of a sudden you're gonna start driving slower and you're gonna start being more precautious about stuff because you don't want to get in another car accident. It's kind of like PTSD. And that's what happened with I think Rob Palenka is that he made a really bad trade that kind of set us back a couple of seasons and we lost a couple of trade assets. And now I think he's afraid to make another one. To answer your question.
Yeah, because I don't think I think LeBron maybe has like one good year left, maybe two,
Mhm.
and I don't think LeBron's gonna be waiting around till the Lakers finally make up their minds. Like, okay, we're gonna trade for a guy. They should trade
Right.
for a guy. They should trade for a guy right now. So I don't know. LeBron could be happy and shit. Because I know LeBron's not happy at all right now. He looked fucking frustrated for the past 2 seasons, man. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm tired of this shit and this and that. I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest LeBron supporter, but you gotta get LeBron help. You gotta get him some defenders, some solid 3-point shooters, and that's the Lakers' biggest problem in my book. They don't really defend that well, and they don't shoot the 3-point shot a lot for like the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, good take. Good take. I agree, man. I think there's a lot of improvements the Lakers have to make, but I'm not going to be too judgmental till we see what this coaching staff can do. And they talked about playing consistently throughout the season and kind of not falling off and having those dry spells offensively and defensively. So let's see if they can put their money where their mouth is. But Rob Pelinka did say that he would reevaluate this team in about 30 games. So you can kind of, if you want to read between the lines, I think he'll start looking to make trades in about 30 games. So if we go like, let's just say we go 15-15 the first 30, you definitely got to make a trade because you can't be a 500 team in the West, especially early on, right? So it's going to get interesting, guys, as far as the whole Lakers situation goes. I think something will happen as we get closer to the end of December, early January, assuming that, we haven't clicked on all cylinders. However, if we start, we start off the season really good, we go like 7-3 the first 10 games, and we can continue to build off of that, then I think maybe Rob Pelinka will kind of sit on his hands. So I don't know what to root for. Obviously, I want to root for us to win, but I also want to, solidify the entire team, like you mentioned, add those floor spacing guards and that big, and then make sure we go into with something solidified for the postseason. So yeah, there's still a lot of question marks, man. I agree with you guys on that one, man.
I have one more question before I let you go.
Yeah.
So if the Lakers fail to even meet their expectations by a little bit or by a lot, at what point do you trade Anthony Davis? Do you consider him?
That's a great question. I don't trade Anthony Davis unless he requests a trade, because there's no scenario, there's no trade in my mind where I get anything even as close to what he's worth.
Can I interrupt you for a quick sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
I say that because I think Anthony Davis had the best season of his career last year, despite the Lakers' shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my homie here that the Lakers should trade Anthony Davis while he's still really on fire, healthy, still in his prime, to like a contender, and I don't know, get someone young or some draft picks to start building this team. Because to me personally, I've been a Lakers fan my whole life, man. I want to see the Lakers
Same.
succeed, but if the Lakers are not succeeding this year, I'd rather just trade Anthony Davis and start building a young foundational team.
Well, that's just the problem with the Lakers, right? Is that we don't know what direction they're going in. Are they rebuilding or are they contending? And I think Rob Pelinka has kind of messed that up because he kind of wants to do both. He drafted Jalen Hood-Schifino, who was raw and a prospect, right? And now he drafted Bronny, who's another raw prospect. And it's like he's sending mixed signals to the Laker fan base. Does he want to rebuild or does he actually want to compete for a title? And then on top of that, we still got some good vets and stuff, and we're holding on to those guys. So I see your point. However, as long as LeBron James is on the team, I think the only way we trade AD is if we trade LeBron first. And the only way that would happen is if he requested a trade. And let's not forget, he has a no trade clause in his contract currently. So he would literally have to dictate where he goes, like to the Warriors, per se, for example, or somewhere like that. So if that happened, then I see the Lakers maybe talk to Anthony Davis after that and see if he wants to be the future face of the franchise or if he wants to get dealt. But we're a long ways from that. I think the Lakers are leaning more towards hoping that this coaching staff does amazing with this team and then going from there, But yeah, you make good points, man. I'm a lifelong Laker fan just like you, and I want us to do good. But if we don't do good, then I want us to do what's right for the fan base moving forward, right? Which would be in full rebuild. But yeah, we're kind of far away from that right now, man.
Yeah, well, it was nice talking to you, Dan.
Yeah, nice, Dan.
Pass you back to my homie real quick.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, Dan.
Hey, man, appreciate you guys for the call, man. Always a pleasure.
Hey, stay up, Laker Nation. Banner 18. Let's get it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, guys, man. Have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Good night. You too, man.
All right, brother. And my guy T-Lo tapping in, man. Really quick, want to say thank you for the super chat, Patrick. He said it makes sense to be cautious if you have a championship roster and don't want to screw it up, but the Lakers need a lot of help. We need big moves. Patrick, is there anything you have in mind that you would do if you're the Lakers front office? Because I don't even think they have something in mind. To be honest, they're kind of winging it right now, and they're kind of trying to see if the coaching issue was the main issue last season. Because I think the Lakers truly feel like they can compete for a title with the current roster we had. I think Rob Pelinka's mindset is we took the Nuggets, who won the championship that year in the Western Conference. We were in every single game, even though we got swept a couple of seasons ago, and we were in every single game in this year. So he probably feels like we're one coach away, or one coaching staff away in this case, from actually competing for said title. Now, I'm going to take a wait and see approach. As a diehard Laker fan, like all of you guys, I want to wait and see what this coaching staff and roster has in store for us, and how I think the first 7 to 10 games is going to be a huge test. We got to be over 500. We cannot be 500 the first 10 games. If we go 5-5, I'm not going to be too happy about that. If we go less than that, I'm going to be pretty upset. If we go like 3-7, super pissed. I don't care if it's a new coach or nothing. There's some experienced veterans. It just, there's some stuff there, man, that I feel like we should be good enough to at least be above 500 team. So, just different things, man, different things that kind of have to play into the equation. But I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you guys so much, man. Much love. My guy Shervin says, I heart effed it up. What are we talking about? The trade announcement or I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but I do appreciate the super chat. But if you can clarify that, I'll answer your question or your statement. Let's see. RZ says, JJ nervous in the press gives me Darvin Ham vibes. I did notice he was nervous. However, I'm not going to be too critical of him because he is a first-time head coach. He's a first-time head coach, and as a result, because of that, he's going to get nervous. I do like his honesty, and I like the fact that he gave credit to the assistant coaches, and I think the coaches are going to be the shortcut to his learning curve, because every coach, when you first start coaching, no matter what you do, it's your first time doing the job in any field, there's going to be a learning curve. So if you have experience next to you, it's going to help you learn quicker, and it's going to be up to JJ to put in the work. But appreciate the super chat, RZ. Die Hard said the Lakers are supposed to be a win now mode with LeBron and AD. Happy to be first in season tournament, but F that. He said, we hang real banners. I like that energy right there, bro. You're absolutely right. Now, I'm happy about the in-season tournament as well, because in the future, right now, I think everybody kind of makes jokes about it. But in the future, I think it's going to be something prestigious that they're going to say, oh, you know, this player had 5 NBA championships and 3 in-season tournament championships or whatever they call it. It's going to be a resume thing for individual players and teams. So for now, we don't really pay attention to it, but in the future. But you're right. We're all about the chips. We're one behind Boston, which is what hurts me more because I know if the late, great Dr. Jerry Buss was still alive, God rest his soul, we would be swinging for the fences to make a blockbuster deal or two, you know, to get us, back into contention, especially after Boston won the title. So I think that's why a lot of us OG Laker fans are so confused because usually Boston wins a chip, you got to overreact or properly react, right? So I agree. Die hard. Yes, sir. My boy Chris, what's up, brother? He said, DTLF, will this help the Lakers win opening night versus the Timberwolves? T-Wolves have to get used to Randall's kind of play. I don't know if it's going to help or hurt them, you know, because it's all about the chemistry and how quickly they gel. But I'm excited to play them even more now because they got some new pieces. We're going up against our former Laker, Randall. I'll tell you what, I'm curious to see who's starting. Is Randall coming off the bench or starting? And also, what type of implications this will have for their chemistry, Chris? I think you're absolutely on point with your question. I do believe chemistry is a big factor in whether people are going to win or lose on opening night or even later on in the season. So great questions, guys. You guys are killing it tonight. All right, let's bring in our final caller of the evening, man. My guy Cinco, or I'm sorry, S1 Nico. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Dan? You can just call me Nico. That's fine, bro.
I called you Cinco. I read it all quickly, man.
You're like wanting to get rid of. Come on, let's just. What is his name?
Good. How you
Figure it
doing?
out.
I love the skyline, by the way. The skyline AV is really, really cool.
Oh yeah, that's my dream car right there, Dan.
Oh man,
the right hand drive.
I fell in love with the car since the first time I went to the theater and saw Fast and the Furious 1, man.
This is legit, man. That thing's no joke.
Beautiful car, yes, sir. But talk to me, Lakers, man. Tell me what's up. Tell me how you feel about the Knicks trade.
No, man, this trade was not. I think it's an even trade. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it's so like right on the edge. Like you could see how one player would say we got the better trade, and then the other player said no, we got the better trade. I don't think nobody got fleeced on this one.
There you go.
I think nobody got fleeced. Everybody got something. The Devchenko one, that one is, I think it's a bigger piece than most people want to realize.
Yeah.
Because Devchenko he's a playoff player.
Wait, what'd you call him? DiVincenzo?
DiVincenzo?
DiVincenzo, yes, sir.
DiVincenzo, you know how that is.
He's great, man. I agree.
I know. And he's a playoff, and he's a playoff player. He shows up when it matters. That's the most important part of all.
Yeah.
He don't shrink in the moment, or he's a dog on the defensive end. God,
I don't know if you remember, but a couple of summers ago, the Lakers were trying to pursue Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh yeah.
So that would have been an amazing get, man, for us.
That would have been a great pickup for us, man. But yeah, man, if it's just the thing that really would hurt, that hurts the Timberwolves, if Julius Randle can stay healthy. That's all it is. If he can just stay healthy, man, give the team at least 40 plus games, and I think you should, be good.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to that, man. And I mean, now they got two dogs. They got Connolly, and they got Devchenko. So,
man, I'll tell you what. Who you starting? Who you bringing off the bench? You bring in the floor general, Conley. Is he starting or is he coming off the bench for DiVincenzo? How do you feel about those?
I think Connolly still starts. I think Connolly still starts, but he's gonna get. But the best part is he's gonna get more rest, and he's a clutch player.
Yeah.
So last 2 minutes he gets his rest. I think he comes in. That's when he comes in and controls the flow of the game, and does what he needs to do, because he obviously we all know he's on the older side now.
Right.
So you want to conserve him as much as possible, and you've got the right person to do so with, Devin.
I'm glad we don't have to face Cat, because Cat would have like 3 bad games before he faced the Lakers, and he would have like a new career high every time, man. So,
right.
I'm glad he's gone, because he used to annoy me, bro. He's not even that nice, and he used to cook the Lakers every time.
No, I feel. I don't know what they're gonna do with what's his name, the French.
Yeah.
Rudy
Gobert.
Rudy, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. They gave up the farm to get him.
Yeah.
And now they're stuck with him, and he's such a liability.
Yeah. Me too. I agree. I think that's one of their worst trades they have done in a long time. They included all those draft picks, Walker Kessler, all these like nice pieces that would have looked good in Minnesota, man. And it's unfortunate, but hey, everybody got to learn one way. Rob Pelinka did the Westwood trade. Now he's scared to make trades. How do you feel about that? Rob Pelinka kind of scared to make trades.
Man, it's. I mean, it is what it is with him. It's like he had his chance and he didn't do anything for whatever reason. Whether he was scared or because he felt that that liquor tax, they were just gonna try to fleece him in any way possible, seeing that he's desperate to put pieces around LeBron and AD. That people's like, oh, he's on desperate mode. We can get him for everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I know, and people are pretty upset about, how do you not put pieces around LeBron and AD? One, they're AD's in his prime and LeBron's on his tail end, and he's got some juice left, but it takes two to tango.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make a trade to make a trade, because then if say we try to pick up this superstar or star, but then we have to give up 4 role players for him.
Yeah.
Now what are we stuck with?
True.
God forbid that one of those star players we got gets injured. Now you're depending on the other 2 to get it with no depth.
That's a great point, man. I'm glad you brought that up because you're the first caller to bring that up tonight. I think the Lakers are going the depth route. However, the only thing that concerns me is that they didn't address the actual big man position. If they would have addressed that, I would have felt great about our roster. That's it. I'm not hoping for a superstar. I'm not hoping for a Karl Towns type trade. All I want to see the Lakers do is shore up the court and give us the insurance we haven't had since 2020 when we won the chip, right?
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. I think a lot of Laker fans are asking for that as well, man. Any final comments, questions, concerns, bro, before I let you go?
No, we're good. I just think we just gotta hope that our being together for this long pays off.
Yeah,
because we've been it's the same group, and we expect and hope that Connect can give us some kind of be like the rookie of the year kind of stat.
Ooh, that would be. I think that would be. That's hard for him to do with all these players that we have. But I just want him to be in the conversation.
Oh yeah, if he's in the conversation, he's doing something right. He's putting up buckets.
Right.
So if that's what we get, that's I'll live with that.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, I want to thank you so much for the phone call. I appreciate
no problem,
you,
brother.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. All right.
All right, later.
All right, my guy. There you have it, man. That wraps it up for the phone calls. I will read as many comments as I possibly can, guys. But for those of you that are tuning in late, the Knicks and the Timberwolves have made a blockbuster trade. Now, I got more details to the trade because the Knicks are sending salary, including Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation to Charlotte in a 3-team deal. And it says here, so basically they had to make it work. And Charlotte Hornets, I feel like they're always facilitators for these type of trades, right? But all in all, man, I got to say, I like the trade for both sides. I think that the Timberwolves, they weren't going to go far with Cat. I said it last year. If you guys follow me on Playback, I said it last year on Playback. Timberwolves with Karl-Anthony Towns are no bueno for me. I thought Naz Reid was way better than Cat. I actually think they cashed in properly. Right now, while his trade stock was the highest, they saved money and they're going to get to bring back Naz Reid because you don't want to have to make that type of decision and then end up losing everything for nothing, right? So I think this is great, man. And let me go ahead and pull up the rotations here and see what it's going to look like. Let's see if I can find it here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Bear with me here. But I think it's a win-win trade both parties. I don't see any losers in this whole ordeal, man. Let's see. Okay, I think I got the right one. So this was, let's see. So Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa. I'm reading it sideways. This was before the trade. This is how they look. Now they get Karl Towns in this. So, okay, I got the wrong chart. Let me go ahead and withdraw that one. Let's see. Watch out, Boston. You guys think? I do believe they have enough firepower to compete with Boston in the East. I do think the Knicks are going to be a top 3 seed in the East. All of that stuff. My guy RC says, I'm mad at the staff if I see AD at the 5 and Jackson Hayes at the 4, watch all of a sudden Hayes fits better at the 4 too. I think it's positionless. As long as you have two bigs out there at all times, I think you're gonna be Gucci, bro. But you gotta have two bigs out there. You have to. It's a must. All these other teams have size. Look, the Timberwolves got all this size. They still have even though they traded Cat away, they still got Naz Reid. They got Julius Randle back. So on opening night, we're gonna have to deal with that problem. We're gonna have to deal with that trio. But I think again, I do believe the Knicks. I think it's wow. I mean, I can't wait for the season to start, and then we'll see more. But I do think the Knicks benefit more in the immediate moment, like in the immediate situation, while the Timberwolves, I think their future is a lot brighter than the Knicks is. But that's okay. If you're the Knicks, you ain't never been in this position anyways to compete and to win a title, right? Like this is like the Lakers do this all the time. We trade all our chips to the center of the table, and we live with the results. You have to. Right, but here it is. Let's see. So this is what Minnesota looking like. See if I could bring it up here. There you go. This is what Minnesota looking like right now, y'all. This is the projected starting lineup. And so they got Naz Reid coming off the bench. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do. Like I said, I'd rather have Julius off the bench, but I ain't mad at this starting lineup right here. That's a tough starting lineup, man. Julius is a dog. Mike Conley, he's tough. We know Jaden McDaniels, two-way wing. You got Ant-Man right there, man. And, of course, Rudy Gobert for me, I'm not a huge fan of, but he can block shots and get some rebounds for you. Let's see here. My guy said, what are the Lakers' options for big man last year? Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, and Anthony Davis. That's all. That's all we had. We didn't have too many options. I want you guys in the chat, though, to rate this starting lineup right here, man, because this starting lineup is tough. You're right about that, bro. 1 out of 10, how scary are they? Give me a 1 through 10 in scare factor there for the Knicks Timberwolves trade. The Timberwolves. Trouble trade? What do you mean by this? Elaborate on this, my friend. I'd like to know. He said, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Solid. That's very solid there for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's see if we can find the other starting roster, the projected starting roster for the Knicks, because they haven't put that one out yet. But, I could give it to you guys. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. No, actually, OG Anunoby over Josh Hart. I think they're going to go small ball, in my opinion. I think Mitchell might come off the bench. What do you guys think? My guy said Sixers, Knicks, Celtics, crazy stack, top of the East. But we love to see that, diehard, right? We love to see that. We want the East to beat each other up. That way, once they get to the finals, assuming our Lakers get lucky enough to make a trade and put ourselves in position to beat the finals, we want them to beat each other up. Because it's always the Western teams beating each other up, and then they get to the finals and they're winded like the Mavericks were last year, right? Meanwhile, the Celtics had a cakewalk to the finals. So all it is here, I want the East to stay healthy, beat each other up. Now we have an equal opportunity at the end of the season. But you're right about that, man. They are stacked, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You love to see it because for years, man, it's just felt like the West. Well, now it's the East, baby. Now it's the East, damn it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for balance. I'm here for healthy balance. But, it is kind of sad, though. And, I am kind of a little bit sad that we didn't get to see the Nova Knicks, man. They traded away Dante DiVincenzo before he even got a chance to suit up with the rest of the Knicks players. You hate to see that. I wish I would have been a lot more excited for this trade for the Knicks if somehow they would have put in somebody like Miles McBride or somebody else in the lineup with the Knicks instead of Dante DiVincenzo. Like if they would have included Miles McBride in the package and kept DiVincenzo, I would have been that much more hype for the New York Knicks. Am I right? Hey, Goof Troop, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the love, man. Thanks for the sticker, the super chat. But again, either way, man, it's an exciting time. And who knows what type of trickling effect this is going to have for other teams moving forward. Is there still going to be another crazy trade we don't know about? Or is this it? Is this it? Is everybody locked in and ready for the postseason? Like, what is going on? Like, I didn't even expect this one to be on. I mean, for the regular season, I didn't expect this one to be honest. Let's see if I can find the Knicks, the new Knicks starting lineup. Because I'm curious, man. I'm curious what that would look like or what people are projecting it to be. Let's see here. Yeah, Carl Town. And right after this video, I'm going to hit up my boy from New York because I want to know what his thoughts are. He's going to give me a more in-depth I wish he could call in and give us his opinions. But here it is. So New York Knicks, guys. Who are you guys starting from this lineup, and what's the rotation looking like? That's basically their 12-man rotation right there. I forgot they had Landry Shamet. Now the Landry Shamet acquisition makes more sense because they lost Dante DiVincenzo, so they need another guard. Could I say? They can kind of do some of the stuff that Dante was able to do. Not everything, but who's your guys starting lineup? I want to hear it in the chat. And who's your guys bench rotation looking like? They are thin off the bench. They got Cameron Payne, Miles McBride probably coming off the bench, Jericho Sims, Landry Shamet, and Morris Sr. It also makes sense why they acquired Morris this offseason. Like, wow. But that's a pretty formidable lineup right there. I like it. Let's see here. My guy said, Christian Coloco seems promising. Someone needs to tell Castleton how to block shots better. Yeah, Castleton, man. He seems like he's about to get cooked all over the place. I don't see him getting too many minutes this season. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. Let's see. They abandoned Randall, though. Cold game, part of the business. It does suck for Randall. Randall loved New York. Matter of fact, I want to give a major shout out to Randall because he was the first one to go back to New York when they didn't have nobody and put them on the map. He made an all-star. He got them to the playoffs one season before Brunson got in. Randall was cold-blooded with it. He was actually, I think his best season there was like 22 point something. So that was really, really solid right there. Let's see. Lakers going to surprise a lot of people this year. The fact that we made the playoffs, Western Conference Finals with him is crazy. Bad as he was. You're right. With him. Sorry. I said him. He's not him. With JJ and his IQ, we should be good. Hopefully. I want to be surprised. I have no expectations for the Lakers this year since they didn't make any trades or any moves, and everybody else in the West and East is making moves. But I am excited for the season, and I'm going to stay optimistic until we're proven otherwise. So I feel you, bro. I love the energy. Love the comment. Appreciate you, man. Let's see what else we got here. Damn, I would have loved to pair up Cat with AD. That would have been crazy. Not going to lie. But what do you guys think that package would have looked like? I think it would have started with Austin Reeves, Rui, and it probably would have had to include Vando and all the draft picks and Dalton Connect and D. We probably would have gave up a lot, man. That contract was hefty. Let's see here. This is your starting lineup. All right, Brunson, Mikael, OG, Cat, and Mitchell. Yes, that was my starting lineup as well. I like the size. I would go towards the size better. I agree with that. Let's see. Josh Hart played off the bench, still got McBride, Shamet. Then you got Precious as a backup. Oh, I forget about Precious out of Chua. He, to me, is one of the biggest, pieces that are just perfect Tom Thibodeau pieces, right? Like his energy, man, is going to replace a lot of what they're going to be missing with Julius Randle. I also attribute a lot of what happened last year with Julius got hurt and they did good without him to them trading him. It almost felt like he no longer fit with the Knicks and what they were doing moving forward. They wanted interchangeable, movable wings. And so that is the interesting part there. Yo, what up? What up, KD? Good to see you back, my boy. KD, let me ask you this. Who do you think won the trade, bro? He said, good move for the Wolves, help them financially, and gives them that scoring guard off the bench. T-Wolves will be scary this year. And that's another thing. You have to wonder how many more stars are going to get traded away based off of the new CBA. Like, my eyebrows raised because I wanted Cat to get traded when I saw him in the playoffs last year. I was like, this dude is weak. I definitely like what Naz Reid did better, so I do think this could be a blessing in disguise. But for them. But Cat was the more superior offensive talent in this trade. And he was a great regular season beast. Like in the regular season, he puts up big numbers, puts up big games, even 50-point games in the regular season. Wasn't doing none of that in the playoffs. So that's where my knock on Cat has always been. Cat and D'Lo are kind of similar, where they put up big numbers in the regular season and magically disappear in the postseason, man. But yeah, man, I think T-Wolves will be scary, but so will the Knicks. My goodness, man. You think the fans win the trade? Oh, we definitely win. Because look, Phone Call Fridays was supposed to end an hour ago, and here we still are 2 hours in, man. Separate video, so make sure I hit the like button, man. And we got to debut one of my brand new voiceovers I will be doing when we get $10 super chats and more. So very excited, man, this season. I can't wait to break down the new power rankings coming up on Monday for NBA Weekly with yours truly. That's going to be a lot of exciting now, especially after this trade. So I got to I already have my power rankings kind of worked out. I got to rework them, man, because I think the Knicks are they might have leapfrogged a team or two in my personal power rankings. He said Wolves will be the 7th or 6th seed because of this trade. So you actually think they regressed? Interesting. Okay, you might be right because there's going to be a learning curve, and so that is probably the biggest benefit to the Lakers. Mind you, we faced the Timberwolves the first game of the season. So how prime time is it that it just so happened to be that the team that made a blockbuster right before the training camp started was the team we faced during the regular season? And I think they're our first preseason matchup as well, October 4th. Let me double check that. But I think we faced them off in the preseason as well. Yeah, so wow. What a time to be alive. What a time to be a Laker fan. Yep. Friday, guys. Guess who we face? The Timberwolves. I'm pretty sure some of those pieces will be inserted into the lineup. He said, laugh my ass off. I was going to say, Dan, just as when Phone Call Friday was about to end, we got breaking news and 2 more content today. W stuff. Yes, sir. It's always W's in the chat when we get new content, guys. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this video, man. Again, very excited for both teams. We'll be breaking down in separate videos this trade even more. But, I'll see you guys most likely, unless something else crazy happens and you got to see this mug again before the weekend ends. But I'll see you guys Monday. I'm going to have a lot of content that day for you guys for NBA Weekly. And, again, brand new trade breakdown analysis, plus brand new power rankings. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you already haven't. Major shout out to my sponsorship, man, as you can see in the top right corner. Prize Picks, guys. Promo code DTLF gets you $50 after your first $10 deposit. So make sure you guys tap in with that. Guys, season hasn't even started and I'm already out of breath. So please smack the like button. Do appreciate you guys, man. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys on Primetime. Those of you that follow me over there, Primetime TV. For the rest of you guys, Monday for NBA Weekly. All right. Enjoy. Peace.